Hi, Redaktiv here, and time for episode 12 of All Mods 8. Do you see my new hat? Let me remove my armor. You can see my new nice hat and my new necklace. I've been out on an adventure collecting some new node sources for my elemental craft. The goal for today is to automate the mystical agricultural crops using the harvest shrine and the growth shrine. So I needed some water and earth sources for that. So I decided to take a trip. I went down southwest, a long way, long way down here, and I placed a waystone. And that's because here underneath there is a deep dark biome. And we can find some oldemodium there. So I'm going to go back in there and dig for oldemodium later. And on the way I found the hat and the necklace. The necklace gives me increase the length of invisibility after taking damage. Well, not the best, but the villager hat decrease the trading prices of villages. That's nice. I think I'm going to get me some villagers at some time. Diamond. My backpack is now diamond. And I've got some diamond over left. I've got almost a few of the inert crystals left because I've done a lot of crafting, but the ore shrines has kept me stocked up on some of the materials. I have made improved element extractors for all of my nodes. I have made some reservoirs for the nodes. I have used my cardboard boxes and got some budding amethysts over here. I made a second silent gear pickaxe using the leftovers from the upgrading. It is enchanted with fortune, so I'm using that for the amethysts and other stuff. We are going to go up here and placed some amethysts and some skeleton heads over here to increase some values. We're going to sleep. Been a while since I slept, so we would probably have the flying fingers above here. The first thing I was going to do is trying to infuse my tools. But I think if I put the pickaxe in here, the earth, I should get some more unbreaking. But let's see if that works. No, it removes the pickaxes right away. So I guess I have to remove this one maybe for it to be possible. Let's see if I can fuse it now. Nope. Guess it doesn't work with the silent gear, or it's the problem of having unbreaking free already. Let's try something else. I have a sword with looting 2. If I add some water to that one, it should increase the level of looting by 1. No, it pulled the sword directly. Let's see if I remove you and I try again. No, I guess it doesn't work with the silent gear. That's too bad. All of my tools are silent gear and all of my armor too, so I can't infuse anything. Well. Here we see the new extractors and the new reservoirs. The only bad thing is that I can't get to my barrel underneath. I can get it from if I go down to the hull of the ship. I think I made over almost 25 pure crystals for this episode. And it's all about automable property. I think I made almost 25 pure crystals for this episode. We needed a lot to automate the mystical agriculture thing. We're going to use the harvest shrine and the growth shrine. I made a lot of upgrades and the new sources, some stabilizers, containers. We're going to make more seeds, and to pick up the drop we're going to use modular routers. I haven't used the routers before, so that will be a nice thing to do. I made a couple of war plates from waystone, so I have one going down to the bedrock mine and one going to my mystical house. And I made one to the bedrock mine because there is no cable going down here. I have started with Flux networks. Flux network adds a wireless power transmission, and I'm going to show you now how to start the episode. I've recorded it before. So it's time to start Flux network. I really like that mod. To start it, we need to make flux dust, and you do that by smashing redstone with obsidian, but you have to do it against bedrock. So I made a warp plate to the bottom of my mine for two reasons. One reason is it's a faster way to get down there, and the other reason is it's a quest in the tips and tricks. No, it's not it's in the getting started. It's one of the two things I haven't done in the getting started. And when I do this quest, I get 2 more. So I can set up the other pair to get over to my mystical agriculture house from here. But now it's Flux network. Down we go. So now we are down below at my mine at bedrock level, and here we have a piece of bedrock. So I place a piece of obsidian 1 block above, and then I don't know how much redstone we can do, so I will, well, maybe I have to throw them a little bit better. Well, let's try throwing that stack, that stack, that stack. And then we right click the obsidian. No, we hit it. Whoa. That did go ba-boom. And we got over 3 stacks back, and the obsidian become cobblestone. So back to the surface. Here in the middle of the night, we're ready to start our flux network. I have a flux plug connected to my power generators, my wind and sun, and I have a flux point that I will connect to my machines. And the first thing we have to do is to create a network. I can call this network whatever I want. If you're playing on a server, you can call it something that has to do with yourself because it's easier to find. I'm playing on a single player world, so I will call it main power. The security is encrypted, then you can share it with people that you give the password to. You can set it to private, so it's just for you, or you can set it to public. I'm playing on the single player world, like I said, so it doesn't mean anything for me, so I would use the public setting. So now I have a main power network here. It says ID 2 because I created one and deleted it before. So I can choose the main power. So now this flux plug is connected to the main power. It doesn't input anything because the flux point isn't connected. So I can name this something else. Sun and wind. So I know which flux plug it is. And this is very important because we can check our network and see what is using and what is providing, and if everything is called flux plug and flux point, it's difficult to know where your biggest usage are or something like that. So call it something good. You can show statistics, networks members, and here's statistics over the network and so on. I'm going to go down and connect the flux point. So we're going to collect the flux point up here. Mostly because it's easier to get access to it. Down there I can't see the power line because it's all behind walls. So let's destroy everything and let's put that one back. And then I bring out the flux point and I plug it in here. Now I have to choose the network. And then we can see that it's outputting 2000, almost 3000 FE per tick, because that's the max the cable can transfer. And now it's dropping rapidly because we can't produce that much, and we'll be stopped at maybe, well, it will depend on the uses. So we call this the ore line. So that's the way to do the wireless power transmission. I have also upgraded my spawners. So I now have the player killer thing. We can see it in here with some add-ons. I forgot to close the tab. So I now get more drops. And I also added a second chamber over here. This one contains Endermen, Wither skeletons, and ordinary skeletons. I'll think of adding creepers to that one for a reason soon. And they are giving me a lot of drops too. Well, now we can start with the main project for today, automating mystical agriculture. What we're going to do is we're going to add a harvest shrine that harvests the crops, and a growth shrine that makes them grow faster. If I take one of each, put them down, if I put one down over here and shift right click it, shift click it with an empty hand, I guess, we see the area of it. So a growth shrine covers exactly a 9x9 area, what you get from a single water source like that. We are going to add some upgrades. We are going to add some range upgrade that adds the range to it, so it increases by 50%. We're adding 2 of them, and then we can cover an area of well, if I place it here, I will cover all of this. So I can cover 4 one water source around here. So we're going to add a water shrine down here, and we're going to add a growth shrine up in the air. So I'm going to do some digging, and then I will get back to you. So I have prepared for the growth shrine. It is going to be placed down here. I have dug out an area so I can add the upgrades. We're going to add a couple of light sources. We're going to start by adding the pipes. We're going to add the pipes underneath, so we can add more upgrades. If you add the pipe to the side of the shrine, it will occupy one of the spaces for the upgrades. So out here we're going to add a container, and on the container we're going to add our improved extractor, and above that, over that, we're going to add the source. We are going to click that one so we can get the here we're going to add the growth shrine. Like that. It has to be 2 blocks below, because when we're adding an upgrade on top of it, it will take up this space, and then we will have the floor above here. You can place this under the water source if you want to. So what kind of upgrades are we going to use? We are going to use, first of all, we're going to use the boneless growth shrine upgrade. This is because the mystical agricultures can't be accelerated by bone meal, so we need this special upgrade to be able to make them grow faster. Then we need the range upgrades, so we increase the range of the shrine. I add 2 of them, if I can, like that. And we now cover an area of all of the fields around there. And then we are going to make the shrine work a little bit faster by adding 2 accelerating upgrades. If I can get them to one there and one there, like that. They make the period between when the shrine triggers and make some of the plants grow shorter. So now this growth shrine is all set up, and I'm going to take a little bit of a nap. The rest of the upgrade is for the second shrine. I added a few fields down here, so I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 9x9 fields long. So I will add a second. Let's see, we got this one over here. That's 2, that's 2. So we got the other one over at this place, but I will add that later. What we have to do now to get it to work is to add the source. And I have a couple of water sources. And I will take one of them and click it above the element extractor. It will take some time because the source will have to reset before it will start producing source, and we are going to add a source stabilizer on it to protect it. Then we can cover this up. Wrong tool. We need to get a shovel, like that. And then we also can cover this up. I'm putting all of my pipes and everything underneath my path because then I can add growth accelerators under the fields later on. And now we're going to add the harvest shrine at the same spot. And the harvest shrine needs to be 3 blocks up so that I can walk under it. We are going to place an accelerator, not an accelerator, an upgrade underneath. So above this one, we place a pipe going into the shrine, and above the pipe, we're going to place a container. If I can get this to work, no, we can't. So above the pipe, we place a container, and I will see if this is working. We can place down a piece of dirt there. Okay, good. We can extract. That is working nicely. And above the container, we're going to add another improved extractor. Like so, and above the extractor, we're going to add over source, like that, and on top of that, we're going to add the source stabilizer. This one will also has to reset before we can get any source out of it. So now our harvest shrine is functional, but the area is just these 4 fields. So we're going to add, I'm going to put these back so we don't mix them up with the other. We're going to add some upgrades to the harvest shrine. We're going to add a planting shrine upgrade. This would plant the seeds back after it harvests them. And being 2 blocks above us makes it so we can walk underneath. This one has an element consumption of plus 200%. So instead of the accelerating upgrade, we're putting efficiency upgrades that reduce the element consumption. So we're adding 2 of them. The speed of the harvest shrine isn't that important. Not right now. If it will be a problem, I will change efficient shrine upgrade to an accelerated upgrade. But the growth shrine won't grow all the seeds at one time, so this will have no problem keeping up, I think. And we're going to add range upgrade to this one too, so we can harvest not just these 4 fields. Instead, we're going to harvest all of these around us. Great, so now we have the harvest shrine working. So this is the basic setup for the harvest shrine and the growth shrine. Now we are going to add our modular routers. I just realized I think I added my container on the wrong side of the field. It was supposed to be on this side. And it's just starting to work. I think we can move it. I'm not sure if we can move a source with a stabilizer on. If we can't, we will have to maybe, I don't know if we can break it. We will have to try. I will try to reset this, because the modular rotor is going to go here. So, well, this has to go. So the harvest shrine has started working, and it had to harvest all of the fields. I added the loot to the chest. The only problem is that harvesting with the harvest shrine won't get you any extra seed. So I won't get 4 seeds for all of them using the harvest shrine. So I'm thinking of placing some botany pots here, taking some of them from in there where I grow the inferium essence, and make them produce seeds first before I place them on the fields. Or I can turn this off. The easiest way is to remove the essence. This has an internal buffer, so it will take some time before it stops harvesting, and then I have to harvest by hand. Or another thing is that I can move the seeds where I don't have 4 over to the other side, outside the harvest area, and grow them there by hand and placing them over here when I get 4 seeds of each. I think I will do that. I was lucky. I got a water crystal, so I could make a water source displacement plate. Let's see what will happening here if I have to make another of the stabilizers. No, I got them all back. Great. Now I know that. And we can move the water source to the other side. I was stupid and broke the shrine just to replace the cable to the other side. Anyway, let's put a light source in here too, and then we add some pipes. Pipes, not the light source. Go up. Then place some dirt like that, and we place the container again. And before we do that, we have to open it up. Let's see. Yeah, we can see the sparkling effect. That's the growth shrine working. Then we get the improved element extractor. And then we get the newly moved source that has to power up again and add the source stabilizer to it. Great. We already have some more essence. Great. We need to add the modular rotors so we can pick everything up. We're going to move the chest with all the essence in. We use a cardboard box for that. The modular rotor mod is a very nice mod. I haven't played with it before. But when I did some research, what I was going to use to pick everything up, this one looks like very promising. I hope this will work. I add this one down. This is a sort of hopper deluxe. It can do a lot of things depending on what modulars you put into the router, and there are a lot. Modular, we can add a lot of different modules. What they do, you can read about them in the router's manual, but we can transport fluid and pick up fluid. We can send items in different tiers. We can use the vacuum module, so we can pick up stuff on the ground. We are going to use that one. We can void stuff. We can interact with players. We can fling stuff, throwing it up in the air, giving a velocity to, so we can make things fly. We can make it work like a dropper, and so on and so on. And we're going to add some augment to it and some upgrades. Now it doesn't do anything. If I right click it, I can add a vacuum module. That means it picked up a tin essence. It only picks up one thing at a time. And now it just keeps the essence in its buffer. We need it to send the item somewhere, so we're going to add a sender modular. And we're going to send it to our chest. And we're going to put the chest in between the two modular rotors. The other one is going to be over here. So the chest is going to be in between them, and that will be, I think, this place over here. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we need to add some range upgrades to the sender. I don't think I have prepared that. But I will make some. Let's guess the wrench and let's rotate. No, not pick up. Rotate the chest. Yeah. Like that, so it's looking nice. This one doesn't see this one. But we have to tell it which way it is. It is to the right. I think that's too long. So what I have to do is add some range upgrades. If I add 1, that's not enough. Now, if I add a 2, it sees the chest, and we saw a line here when it transported the essence. We're going to add some range upgrades to the vacuum, so it sees all of the fields. Not sure why it doesn't pick that one up. Yeah, that's because now it's all around it. We want it to be in the front of it. We may need to speed this up if we can't keep up with all the items being dropped. What we're going to do is add a couple of stack upgrades so they can pick up more entities at the same time. Well, now it looks like it's working. What we need to do now is make a couple of more range upgrades for this other modular rotor over here. This one is to the left. If I drop something here, it will pick that up and place it in the chest over there. And this one will be in the front, and we make the range upgrades for this one. Great. Looks like we have succeeded. We have automated our mystical agriculture. We have growth shrine, making the seeds grow faster. We have a harvest shrine that harvests them. If you want this to be even faster, you can add Mystical Agriculture growth accelerators below. You can use the lily pad of fertility from Reliquary. It makes them grow faster. We can I think we can add more stuff to make it grow faster. There are a crop support. When placed on soil and dirt, it will improve the growth speed of any crop or tree that grows there. Well, I'm not sure if that one has any impact on the growth. We can also use the water can in some way, but I'm happy with this. This is more than enough for me. So this is working very nice. What I will do now is take some of the seeds that aren't 4 and place them over there. And I will put in the harvest shrine and the growth shrine over at this place too, but I won't activate them. I guess that's all with the growth thing. I'm also going to do these seeds and I'm going to plant them. So I will get back to you when I'm done with all of that. So I have planted the seeds that I didn't have 4 of, and I planted the new seeds, and I have been growing them and harvesting them to see if I get any extra seeds, and I've got some. Then I have planted them over here. I also made a storage for my essence in here, the ball of essence. So all of the essence are stored here in barrels. This one will be the inferium essence from here. I will have some auto crafting making it from inferium to insanium, I think. So I will store the insanium in here. I have some space left. Well, that's it. Before we end this episode, we will take a look at the quests. Tips and tricks. We have done some raw copper. What we do, we accepted the ore generation. I think that more from here. We have some bounty. We have killed skeletons. After that, we have done more bounty. Okay, we have killed the wither skeletons. Not the E button. We have getting started with the diamond furnace, and we did the portal to the nether, and we got some netherite ingots and nether pearls. We also got some basic energy cubes, and we built a building gadget. I made a building gadget for to be able to expand the dirt when I made more fields. It's easier to fill in a large area using the building gadgets. That's a nice tool. Check that out. We made our first tool. The salvager needs Olymodium, so I'm not there yet. Basic storage. We are now at the diamond pickaxe. Food and farming will be the fishing rod. Yeah, I didn't show you that one. We will end with go and take a look at my fishing body. These are machines that I made early on that I didn't get the quests for because I didn't check these question marks mod quests. And we got the pipe wrench. I haven't made an energy pipe. And for mechanism, we made a speed upgrade. I added it to my oxygen production. And I made a refined glowstone ingot. It's now growing in my mystical agriculture field. I've made the reservoirs. I think that's it. So we're going over to my fishing body. I wanted to try the modular rotors before I added them up there. So I made this extension at my boat. So when you craft the modular rotor, you get 4 of them. So I put 2 of them here and 2 at the farm. This one has a vacuum hopper module, and it got a XP vacuum argument, and it's ejecting it into the tank. To access one of the modulars, you can press C or the middle button on your mouse. The other one is just a vacuum modular with a sander modular pointing down into the chest. And what is fishing? It's the pedestal from Reliquary. Pedestal. I made a red one. You can make the first you make is a one that you can display an item on, and if you add diamonds to it, it can perform stuff for you. And one of the things it can do is it can attack mods if you put a sword in it. And it can milk cows, shear sheep, and it can fish for you. It doesn't pick up the items or the XP, so that's what the modular rotor's for. So I added a fish rod, and this is what I got from the first fish rod. What is this? Potato recovery tool. Okay. Sea lettuce, a lot of fish, some shrimp, a crab, a hook, some oysters, luck of the sea. We have to fix that if we want to use that. So I'm going to add a new fishing rod to that one later on and see what I will get then. That was my fishing body. Well, let's end with some flipper time. Goodbye and take care.